BLSP stock update. So for the last trading session, the session of the 12th of August 2022, BLSP was trading at $0.0006, 65,200 shares crossed the tape, and at some point in that session it crossed below its 200-day moving average. But today here, somebody was saying on our forum on Facebook that Reinstated, our major opponent on stock tweets, is actually slow me. I mean, that's an allegation, but does it not make sense? It sounds like probably he probably maybe slow me. Well, personally, I don't know what slow me's opinion is as regards all that we've been doing, but in any case, that's what somebody was alleging, that slow me is indeed Reinstated, But in any case, before we get into what's going on with stock, or rather, okay, let's quickly get into what's going on with the stock. And we can see here the stock, it seems the reader below is saying the stock is improving. Well, it seems to be improving since the 13th of July. We can see you can see this trajectory is an upward one. Yeah, it seems to be improving. The lows are getting higher. This low of 0.0003 was recorded on the 13th of July. Since that time, it hasn't been printed. And since this low of 0.0004, we haven't had that as well since the 4th of August. And yeah, things seems to be improving, and given the fact that a lot of traders are not involved, a lot of us who trade through the US are not able to trade. It's the few who can trade in other jurisdictions, very well. Whenever they make attempts, they will definitely influence what's going on with the stock. And it seems so far they haven't. So far they've done well. So far they've done well. It's just been a bit quiet, much more quiet than it was sometime in May, as of early May. Yes, it was a lot more busy there, and we saw it spike all the way to $0.0014. But since that time, it's been a bit quiet, and technically things don't look that bad on the daily charts. You can see momentum looks strong. Accumulation looks like I can see it's up. It has inclined upwards. So this is not negative. This is definitely positive. BLSP appears to be improving within a longer term upwards trend, although it's presently below its 200-day moving average. The average is rising due to prior gains in BLSP shares. Additionally, the MACD histogram, which is used to measure the near term trend, is above zero, but it's also lagging the S&P 500. Momentum is strongly bullish. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is above 80, the level which many analysts call overbought. This means that investors have been actively purchasing BLSP stock and driving the price higher. The volume for the last trading session was way lighter than usual, trading 65,200 shares versus an average of 6.416 million shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. So coming back to all we are doing to see whether we can get the stock trading, at least, or to see that the restrictions are lifted in the US. There are a couple of questions we want to, thanks to Ray of 808, who we're trying to get on this frequently asked questions page. There are a couple of other frequently FAQs pages on the SEC. Some of them are concerning technicals, because there's technical issues with the SEC deals with uploading disclosures. They are technical. It can be really challenging technically to get disclosures up to Edgar and all that stuff. So, but this is pretty much related to our issues, the sort of issues we're facing as it concerns BLSP, and I've been able to get some of them. And this is one of them is there are about 3 of them, and one of them is how can shareholders compel that corporation to report updated shareholders of record numbers when management refuses to allow transfer agent to release this information. and how can shareholders determine the actual filing status of a company that was dark but now should be filing their 10K due to updated status change in their shareholder record count. Okay, and how can shareholders compel an open forum with a company with that was dark but now has exceeded 300 shareholders of record, okay, and yet has stopped communicating with shareholders. These are sort of things we want to probably put out there, because it's something that a lot of a lot of shareholders are dealing with as regards some other stocks. But we are facing a much more stiff challenge from BLSP, the management of BLSP. It's really a stiff one. They have really called the bluff of all of us shareholders and all that stuff. So it's important that we get this question out there, and it's just an innocent question. It's not as if we are trying to, I mean, the BSP is not exactly mentioned in this. Obviously, if we can't mention BLSP in that regard. So we can mention the name of the corporation or the company in that regard. But I think it's worth doing, and I think some of the dates on this site look quite old, but I think there's one here that is not that old. Let's see. This is updated June 3rd, 2022. So they still do update things on this stock, on this site. Hopefully we will, you can see all these are concerning the sort of things we are dealing with, rules and all that stuff. So hopefully they will be able to bring it down, maybe under market regulation. Yeah, maybe under market regulation and stuff like that. So BLSP seems to be improving, even though maybe from the look of things we may not be able to take advantage of that, take advantage of the improvement, buy more or probably sell more, but fingers crossed. We have all vowed to remain there. We have already, our funds are already committed. We're in it to win it, and we're still alive, we're still surviving, given the fact that we have invested all that we invested in the stock. So nothing's going to go wrong, nothing has gone wrong. Okay, so fingers crossed. Let's see what's going to come out. We're plowing on. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video.